What's up guys, this is Shah. Okay guys, so we are now in Setia Ecopark, 3-story bungalows, and this unit itself is having the direct view for the lake, right? So it has almost all bedrooms facing the lake, all enjoy marvelous views. So including the master bedroom, of course. So the total built up for this property itself is 8,900, and the total land is around 10,000 square feet, which is 9,927. Okay, so 10,000 square feet land, 8,900 built up. Okay, so there's like 5 plus 2 rooms, so we will check out all the rooms later. But basically this is a very luxury home that is going up for 9 million. So the asking price is 9 million, but it's fully furnished. So next to it, the neighbor unit is actually selling for 7.6. Not so, it's sold for 7.6 million. So it's very exciting, and let's go check out the room. A little bit about Setia Ecopark. It's one of the very first project for SP Setia, which is now the management of EcoWorld, right? Those days after Johor, right? One of the very first project when they come to KL, they built Setia Ecopark, and this kind of made their name because of the design that is very nature oriented, very landscape oriented, it's just very different, and it's very out of the norm, which made Setia so famous until BNB wants to buy them lah. So then EcoWorld became the company that actually took over the management, and then they created EcoWorld. So that's the whole history if you are not very familiar with property. We are now in the master bedroom, and you can see it's of course it's huge lah, but you check out the view. Okay, so the view is direct lake view, where you can actually see from the drone shots. It's incredible. And the selling point is this: every day you just get up from bed, right? You just wake up from bed and you can in luxury segments, walk-in wardrobe is a must. So there's a space for all the clothes for the wife. So then we move on to the washroom, where there's a for him and a for her basins with a bathtub, of course, right? Then we have the WC and the shower space. So on this first floor, right, where there's their own family space, it comes with 3 other rooms with ensuite toilets. So every bedroom, so this is the one with the lake view, also get their own washroom. So nice. Now we move on to the next bedroom, and all of them comes with cabinet, wallpaper, curtains, right, curtains, furnitures. All toilets are also fully furnished with the bidet, with basin, with mirror, and I think this is a smart mirror. Woo! So I think one of the main selling points for this product is actually the lake view, because this is what you see when you just walk down the stairs, right? This is the view that you see. This huge window just allows the penetration of daylight into all the spaces, further enhancing the volume. Okay, now this is the ground floor where the main door is. straight away you come to your dining table. This is the dry kitchen and as well as the breakfast counter where the mom or the maid or the father can prepare breakfast for the kids. And this seems to be the not so formal makan place in comparison to the dining table, right? And this design actually allows the people who are working here in the kitchen space to able to know who is in the living room. It's very easy to just put up walls, but it's very difficult to actually allow user to experience the entire space, right? Next to the dry kitchen would be the wet kitchen, because us being Asian, we love our dai chow. Okay, then a lot of storage space for your server as well, your three-phase electrician and things like that. All cabinets are fitted and all comes with the unit itself. This bungalow itself is a 2-3-story building where the entire back facade is actually facing the lake. And the architecture and the designer of that time put that as the main selling point for this building. He designs all the feature spaces such as your living room, your dining room, your kitchen, your master bedroom, and your downstairs guest living hall and things like that, all facing the lake. And if you can see, like now we are in the living room, so huge, all facing this incredible lake view. If that's not enough, you can still go out, right? We can still go out to the balcony and have a dip if you want to, okay? As we understand, as a paymaster that can afford 9 to 10 million for a house, they need their own space. And next to the bungalow itself, there's a dedicated space as an office space for the owner to actually have his peace of mind or work, right? So again, how can you not miss this? This space, besides being an office, right, it can also be turned into a guest room or guest house where they can also enjoy their very own privacy, where they have their own bedroom, they can have their own toilet, walk-in wardrobe, their own office, their own balcony, as well as their own entrance. So if you have elderlies in the house which requires assistance, right, you have your own personal lift. Okay, so we are now in the lower ground floor, and you can see it's another whole different floor plate. So for the upper floor, where you can see that all bedrooms, right, you have a family living hall. So it's meant to have a space where people or users of the room comes out and meet, right? So usually there's a family hall. Then you have the living room on the ground floor itself, where you can also access to your guest room or guest house or the office kind of space where dining, so it's a more active and workspace, right? Then lower ground floor would be a more open to public kind of thing, where you can see the living room here will allow the user or the owner itself to host their friends. Like you can actually have bars, or you can have parties, or you can just have a getaway or get together. If this is not enough, also always use the external space. Moving on next to the lower ground living space, right? Let's talk about the workspace, where this is the maid's room, and the maid's toilet, and this is the yard, where workstation also, where they do the laundry and stuff like that, and they get to access outwards via this door to the outside. Okay, solid. This would be my favorite space because it's like a space for yoga or for a hobby. It's a hobby room because it will have the best privacy, it will have the best daylight, not so harsh, not so hot, and you have the swimming pool next to it, right? So you are in that serene, that tranquility state of mind. Then, if you really feel like going out for a dip, you can just jump right in. As time is everything, besides having your own swimming pool, I think it's just a dipping pool. You can also we also have a space for your very own sauna, as well as your changing room, as well as the WC. So your kids can also have their friends playing with them instead of them going out complaining you don't give them time and things like that, right? So next to the hobby room would be all this kind of access to the outside world. So designs like this all have their own characteristic of garden design, right? If you can see, all owners are different, and check out the water feature on the neighbor. Insane, okay? That's all for tour now. It's time for Sean Take 3 on 3. The 3 things I like, number 1 would actually be the architecture itself lah, because it's very well thought of, and the subsale is crazy when you look into the history of the initial price launch until today. It means that a lot of people who stayed here continues to stay here. They should have their reasons, right? Because rich people, they have a lot of choices, like 7 million to 10 million, right? There's so many choices about why Setia Ecopark. There must be a very core reason. Despite having great subsale value because of the popularity, number 2 would be the security feature. So in order to just come in, right, you need to go register at the management. You need to then be authorized, then only you are given a permission to come in. So it was very tedious for visitors, but it's a very good thing for owners itself. So besides having feng shui, is the great views. The great views of the lake is just exquisite, right? If you can see, you wake up to that lake view every day. Until I don't think you just think it's your backdrop already. So why have a fake backdrop when you can have a real lake view as your backdrop? So it's individual titles, so all owners can renovate their own, right? So there's always possibility that the contractors might not be registered and things like that. Because it's not strata, you keep having people upgrading their houses. So on the way here, you keep seeing like vans and lorries of foreign workers. All this would not happen because of Miss Susan. So shout out to Miss Susan for having me. This is Miss Susan. Because of the security, right, is very strict. So they have dedicated estate agents, and she's one of those that is very reliable to show you around this location. So if you have anything you want to see or any viewing arrangement, right, you can contact her. She will assist you. So her contact, I will leave it down below, and I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more informations like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. I will see you soon. Ciao.